ॐ स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। यथाग्नेर्दाहिका शक्तिः रामकृष्णे स्थिता हि या सर्वविद्यास्वरूपां तां शारदां प्रणमाम्यहम्। Sri Ramakrishna is speaking. Once a merchant was shipwrecked. He floated to the shore of Ceylon, where Vibhishana was the king of the monsters. Vibhishana ordered his servants to bring the merchant to him. At the sight of him, Vibhishana was overwhelmed with joy and said, "Ah, he looks like Rama." The same human form. He adorned the merchant with robes and jewels and worshipped him. When I first heard this story, I felt such a joy that I cannot describe. That when God takes a human form, He behaves exactly like a human. Now when we see, if we are humans, we don't get surprised at seeing another humans with small differences. Suppose it is Mongolian face or the Western face. After all, we can recognize humans and we don't feel much surprised. But among the monsters, the demons, when a human appears, it is entirely different feeling. All are Rakshasa Kula with faces of demons. And when a human being comes, for us, you see, almost monkeys move about here, there. But we suppose a person has not seen a monkeys at all. How surprised he feels. Its movement, this, that, everything is mostly like humans and things are going on. This just like that, we get surprised. The Vibhishana, the moment he looks, he runs, "Oh, humans. Because they are Danavas, we are Manavas, entirely different ratio. So when, this looks like Rama, because Rama is human. They are demons, demonical features, human features. So seeing that, he is reminded of, how he must have worshipped, how he must have felt, he must have visualized things. And he brought him, garlanded this, that, worshipped him as Rama. So when Sri Ramakrishna hears that story, I felt so joy that I cannot describe it. Vaishnava Charan said to me, if a person looks on his beloved as the Ishta, he finds it very easy to direct his mind to God. Vaishnava Charan was one of the great Vaishnavas of the Goswamis, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu descendants. He says, if a person looks on his beloved as his Ishta Devata, he finds it very difficult to direct his mind to God. Similarity. One reminds of the other. Now, I love someone, I am focusing all my emotions there, all my feelings there, I am concentrating. And the moment its understanding changes, then whole my goal and everything, my whole structure as if it has changed. Suppose I am holding on to Advaita and somebody proves that Advaita is false, what happens to me? Or I am holding on to something when I know it is my goal, how it will be. In either constructive way or destructive way, if it reveals its reality, as if a veil is removed, a new understanding dawns. Now, when he is able to visualize, his whole focus, attention, everything, his dedication is there, just the understanding. This is your Ishta Devata. Oh, this is Ishta Devata. A glimpse is sufficient. A clear understanding. It's very difficult to get that absolute clear understanding. Now I love my child or something, and I'm attached to that child, maybe grandchild or someone. My whole focus, attention is there, especially the child who has lost his mother and father is taking care, or grandfather is or grandmother is taking care. They will have severe attachment to that child. And somehow that wisdom dawns. Oh, this child is just like God. He is God. Slowly the identity changes. My whole understanding, my focus becomes worthful. It expands to consume the object and find the identity with it. It's very easy. Otherwise, I take up a new thing, I have to detach it from the object where I have focused all through my life almost. Since the child was born, I had seen it dancing, moving about. When he is 5 years, 6 years old, mother has passed away. Nobody to take care of it. And how my feelings, how to make him a man, how to grow him, whole attention is put here. Now somebody asked me, is enough of all this? Everything is impermanent. Now you have become old enough. He is your grandson. Now death is nearing. Shift your awareness to God means to detach it from that child. I have built up from so many years that now to detach it and focus it again and again, that thought persists. So shifting becomes so difficult. Even somehow I shift again and again that, this is not God comes into picture. But when the understanding dawns, the object of love itself is, I am able to see it as divine. What more I want? This is the picture that I have of the child has changed. My heart is offering the worship to God in and through. It takes as if it is an image of God. So the whole thing is the understanding and awareness which is going to awaken the heart and make me focus my all energies, love, and as if I have given myself there. It becomes very easy. Otherwise, years and years of sadhana it takes to detach from the attachments. It is not so easy to detach from attachments and run away. It takes sometimes till the end it doesn't go. In Himalayas, when I was there in Himalayas, one saint was there. A sadhu, sannyasi, renunciate, but living an extremely holy life, dedicated to his spiritual practices, and whoever wants can go and ask him any questions, this, that and all. He was a very good spiritual aspirant also, truly aspiring for God and truly renounced. He has renounced everything, never to bring back to mind. And so many years he lived in a cave, and even I used to go sometimes to see him and talk to him. And years passed, almost at the old age, he suddenly remembered an accident in which his sister had passed away. He had totally forgotten family, this, that and everything. And when they were traveling in Himalayas, in his young days, maybe 10th, 12th standard like age, when they were traveling in a Himalayan region, a stone rolled and fell on their vehicle. Only that sister was killed. And that body, crushed body, they had to take out. And after that, he became a sadhu, sannyasi, not because of this. His education continued, education finished, and all that. He got vairagya. He was all capable. When a person leaves and comes when everything is right and this one, this taste is different. I've never come because of any suffering or problems. I have come with all fulfillments intact. That kind of self-awareness of the divine being will be there. So real tyaga. Now he was like that, and years he has totally forgotten everything. But towards the end of his life, suddenly we were sitting outside singing the glories of God and all that. A small stone rolled down. Small stone, ordinary stone. Suddenly he looks at it and sees it fallen on the street. Then he started weeping. His eyes, water flowing. What happened? We could not understand. Why is he weeping? Most of us thought he is weeping for God or something, because his true renunciation, true sadhaka, true spiritual aspirant. Then he said, no. I suddenly remembered how my sister was killed in a crash. Vehicle was going like this, and a huge stone rolled down and hit the car, and she was the only person who got killed. And it seems to take out the body and all, they had to stay in that place at night, day, for 2-3 days. They had to covering themselves, putting a small fire, and he used to go and touch that blood of sister. He was telling, then I used to get frightened. I used to, what to do? This is my sister. this is my sister. How that feeling, it's very difficult to erase, however we transcend and go beyond that love aspect or these experiences to erase from the mind becomes very difficult. So how long it stayed, whole life has forgotten, never it can come back. But for that stone rolled in the same way, he has no other references to remember those things again. If a person looks on his beloved as Ishta, he finds it very easy to direct his mind to God. Now, that is the mind. However you try to detach and keep on God, it's still the deep attachment inside. He never knew he loved his sister so much in that small young age. And it has forgotten but not eradicated from the existence, you see. So if we see where I am focusing my love itself as God, the whole thing is solved. His treatment towards his beloved, whom he is loving, totally changes. All mistakes doesn't look like mistakes. It looks like play, divine play, Leela, when he starts seeing the object of love as God. The men and women of a particular sect at Shambazar near Kamalpukur say to each other, "Whom do you love?" "I love so and so." "Then know him to be God, your God." Each one will have its own selection, its own understanding of beauty, its own understanding of good character. All that. It never tallies with the others. A person may find something beautiful in an ugly person also. A particular aspect finds that beauty, which others miss there. So it can be. So whomever, wherever, whenever you love, try to take him as God. When I heard this, I said to them, "That is not my way. I look upon all women." Then, "Whom do you love?" "I love so and so." "Then know him to be your God." When I heard this, I said to them, "That is not my way. I look upon all women as my mother." I found out that they talked big but led immoral lives. Thakur used to say, "Man vachan," accord, means make your thoughts and feelings identical. I am talking something, I am telling something, but inside I have a different thing. That is something like I am projecting myself in a different way to conceal my bad and to project something what I am not. Now, to show what I am not is called damba. To conceal what I am is called kapata. Kapata and damba. Damba is where I am projecting what I am not. I know this, I know that, I know this. Usually you can see people speaking and talking. That they don't know that subject or don't know I can do this, I can do that. That projecting a false image of oneself and many things to conceal. That I don't want to disclose what I am. So this Sri Ramakrishna is understanding here and telling that is not my way. Because they are telling one and doing one. They are speaking about seeing God and they are leading an immoral life. In and through that. The women then asked me if they would have salvation because they are not living a good life. Yes, I said, if you are absolutely faithful to one man and look upon him as your God. How much of clarity you see. If you are absolutely faithful to one man, means they are able to look upon all other men other than their husbands as manifestations of Narayana. Just like a man look upon all other women other than his wife as Divine Mother, manifestations of Divine Mother. Women look upon all men as manifestations of Narayana. Narayana is all-pervading consciousness that pervades everything. So here that makes a lot of difference to look upon. Now, if you can see Narayana in all and then be devoted to one person and keep him as your husband. The husband, when we say, it is need not be a gender identity, man-woman identity. That is why the term husband and wife is not associated with the being man or woman, but something beyond. It is something which tries to fulfill each other, its lackings, and raise to a level from where they can work for this. So they have debts to pay. They have to offer their something to the nature, something to the society, something to the ancestors who have brought down a tradition and custom. All these debts they have. They have to take care of the society. If a householder is there, who else will take care of children, old people who are not earning, who are helpless, disables, who has renounced the world, is householders. They have got great duties to perform. They have to maintain the samskriti, that which is flowing, traditions and all that customs and traditions from ancient times, it is flowing. Culture, that culture is maintained by householders, timely festivals, celebrations, the rituals associated with marriage, thread ceremony, after death, post-mortem, last rites, all this, they have to maintain everything, whole culture, the spiritual, social, all laws are to be brought into picture. So, each lacks something. They match each other in such a way, they don't feel the lacking anymore. They can devote themselves to the duties and responsibilities of life. So, husband and wife, now modern trend is to think of the enjoyments and things, but here they actually what nature expects from humans. Animals and creatures are different, all other. From humans, nature and divine expect something to live like that. So it is discharging of responsibilities and duties. At the same time, to raise their consciousness to higher levels and live. So when you accept one person as husband and look upon all as manifestation of divinity and see God in him and serve or be with him. Now, when you see God in a husband, you are worshipping God, you are feeding God, you are taking care of your God. One day, that husband will disappear. Wife and husband never die together. And in our Hindu customs, wives will be younger than husbands. Husbands go away early, mostly. So wives survive. So one day the husband will go away. God remains. Whom she was seeing, he will not go away. In husband she was seeing God and doing everything. God remained. Husband disappeared. Bodily identity was husband. What she was seeing and doing was God. That's why every girl is taught in Hinduism, your husband is, look upon your husband as God. Last thing mother tells in her ear is, look upon your husband as God. Because one day he is going to leave you and go away. God will be with you. So this understanding, the woman asked if they would have salvation, mukti. Yes, I said, if you absolutely faithful to one man and look upon him as God, but you cannot be liberated if you live with 5 men. Ram, I understand that Kadir Babu has recently visited Kartabaja's place. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.